By simply holding your fingers, you can release negative emotions before they turn into reactions that you might regret later. Hi there, I'm Anne-Katrin and I'm occasionally awake. I'm here to help you inspire your awakenings, heal yourself, and reawaken your life. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you how you can regulate your emotions with energy work. Self-regulation regarding our thoughts, emotions, behavior is relating to the ability to reflect on our needs, our intentions, and the potential consequences of our actions before giving into the impulse to react. Once a thought's in our mind, once an emotion is rising from within our stomach or our throat, once we're about to react to something upsetting, we have two choices. We can either take a step back and observe what's really going on before making an informed, conscious decision about how we want to meet that external or internal situation. Or we can give into the impulse and react in the way that our emotions would have us react, usually with anger, fear, or sadness. See, the first and maybe most important step is to understand and realize that there is a choice to be made in the first place. That we can choose how to react and how to handle our emotional impulses. It can be quite the awakening moment to realize that we can be in charge of our own reactions. And once we've had that awakening moment, once we've realized this, it becomes an ongoing, reoccurring challenge to integrate that knowledge into our daily lives. You know, our reactions are mostly automated and they've been practiced through repetition over the years and decades of our lives. So it's only logical that, especially in the beginning, it can be quite challenging to tap into that moment between impulse and reaction. And remembering the potential to intervene at all might possibly come as a challenge before it can come naturally. This might certainly take a little practice, but firstly, it's going to pay off big time. And secondly, it's going to be made so much easier with the practice of self-regulation with energy work that I'm sharing with you today. Honestly, I'm so glad you're here right now. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to become occasionally awake with me. In this video, I focus on regulating emotions specifically, but actually we can look at emotions as the key element between behavior and thoughts. Our thoughts derive most of their power from the emotions they evoke. And our emotions are the fuel behind our actions and impulses. There are different practices that we can use to self-regulate in moments of emotional distress. Today I want to introduce you to a very specific practice of self-regulation that I personally consider to be the easiest one. And that is self-regulation with energy work. By simply holding your fingers, you can release negative emotions before they turn into reactions that you might regret later. So by holding specific fingers for specific emotional attitudes, we can raise our frequency and invite more positive thoughts and reactions into our experience. Negative emotions that can be regulated by holding our fingers are called attitudes in the art and energy modality of Jin-Shin-Jitsu, which is what I'm focusing on in this video. There are 5 attitudes associated with our hands, one for every finger, including the thumb. The 5 attitudes are worry, fear, anger, sadness and grief, and effort and pretense. We can harmonize the attitude of worry by gently holding our thumb. We can harmonize the attitude of fear by gently holding our index finger. The attitude of anger by holding our middle finger. The attitude of sadness and grief by holding our ring finger. And the attitude of pretense or effort by holding the little finger. Holding a finger gently is going to look like this. We just grab it and we hold it very gently without pressure. By holding the finger left or right related to the emotional state we are in, we begin to harmonize and release that emotional state. Please note that this does not erase the emotion. After all, it's there for a reason. It rather puts that emotion into perspective and helps us release the suffering that comes from judging our emotions as part of a larger narrative. So by gently holding the finger associated to the emotional state we are in, gently without pressure for several minutes, the more the merrier, between 2 and 20 minutes to be precise, our emotions are put into perspective. Our mind gains a greater level of clarity and we become more self-aware of our needs, our sensations, of the greater narrative behind that emotion. Now you might feel like, but there are so many emotions missing. What about this and that? Well, the theory is that you can assign any emotion to one of these 5 attitudes, as they are called in the art and modality of Jin-Shin-Jyutsu. So in case you're unsure about which finger to hold for your negative emotional state, here's what you can keep in mind. In Jin-Shin-Jyutsu, we associate the acronym FAST with the attitude of worry located in the thumb. So by gently holding the thumb, we are harmonizing, clearing worry fast. Fast meaning fear, anger, sadness, and related to pretense and effort. So if you don't know which finger to hold the thumb. Another perspective on this is the idea that all negative emotions are ultimately related to fear, are ultimately rooted in the emotion of fear. So you could also hold the index finger to harmonize the attitude of fear and thus help all other negative attitudes, all other negative emotional states to be harmonized and gently released. So in case you're still rather unsure about this practice and you don't really know how that's supposed to look like in practice, here's a personal example of what holding your fingers for self-regulation can look like. So let me tell you about a situation I found myself in. I was angry. I'd had a fight with someone close to me, and now I was sitting alone in a room, staring at the wall, feeling furious because I knew I was right? Of course, I was not right. That usually comes with the emotion and attitude of anger is you know you're right and you want to prove a point because you feel misunderstood. I was so caught in that narrative you get into when one specific situation triggers all the moments you've ever been wronged in your life, yada, yada, yada. I was totally stuck. In other words, I was not at all in the mood to self-regulate because my ego was trying to prove its point, right? So after a few minutes of being caught in that negative thought loop, I finally remembered to hold my middle finger to harmonize the attitude of anger. So here's what didn't happen. Here's what not to expect from this practice. See, I was not flooded by a shower of sweet forgiveness and peace and love. No confetti came sprinkling down on me to praise my self-regulation skills. And I did not acknowledge my own mistakes immediately. Now, here's what did happen instead. I held my middle finger, being angry. And the first thought that came was, seriously, so what is this supposed to do now? It's so unfair that I have to feel this bad because of this situation. Do they feel just as bad right now? Probably. Wait, so we possibly feel the same way right now? And that's so unnecessary and dumb. I guess I can see now what triggered that fight. Oh gosh, that's so dumb. I can't believe we got into this. Now we both feel bad. I'd really like to hug them right now. I guess I should apologize. I totally overreacted. So these were kind of the thoughts that went through my head while I was in the process of holding my middle finger to release the negative emotional state of anger. And I held it for several minutes. And I was going through this transformational process of thoughts changing. And this way, very gently, very gradually, and without me even realizing it until later, the emotional state of anger was cleared. So I really hope this example could convey to you the magic of the dynamic between thought, frequency, and consciousness. Once we regulate our emotions, we make space and we get into the frequency to invite more positive thoughts into our consciousness, which then can stick there. Because if we are in a low frequency and if we are in a negative state, positive thoughts They cannot gain traction in our consciousness. But once the emotion clears, once our frequency rises, new thoughts are invited, and then they can stick, and then they become the foundation, the seed for more positive emotions, for more positive behavior. And so, it's all connected. And holding our fingers really is one of the simplest ways that I know to self-regulate our negative emotional states, to get back into that higher vibration, to get back into a good mood, to help harmonize ourselves. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. This video is related to the awakening to the conscious self. If you want more insights on the 4 types of awakening and how to experience them in your life occasionally, visit me at occasionallyawake.com to inspire your awakenings. Bye.